doldrums of the deep recession.
Broker Al Schneid has wrapped up another study looking at the latest trends, and Al joins us now to report on what he found in his research. Al, first let's ask you about how did we end 2009 here in the Triangle?
Well, good morning. Yesterday it was a groundhog in weather, and today it's Al in the real estate, I guess.
That's good.
We ended up about 3,000 homes less sold than we did in 2008. But we had some real strength at the end of the year. The second half was about 25% stronger than the first half in sales, which represents a bit of a turnaround from the last 2 or 3 years where the first half has traditionally been much stronger. And importantly, the second half was also stronger than the second half of 2008. So that sort of feels like a turnaround to me.
So are you seeing your shadow or not? What is the outlook for 2010?
I did not see my shadow this morning, so the thaw has begun in the real estate market.
You know, I saw a report last night on CBS where they were talking about, yeah, there is some movement in the market, but prices are still way down nationwide. How are prices in the Triangle right now?
Yeah, that's a great question, and I get it all the time, and the answer is a little complicated. And it's complicated by the fact that there are many organizations and people that report pricing, and they use different methodologies, and that tends to confuse the number. The one I like the most is the Federal Housing Finance Administration. I haven't seen their fourth quarter number yet because I haven't published it. That's probably due in another 30 days or so. But through the third quarter, we were down about almost 3% in pricing in the Triangle area. And I would guess that the fourth quarter is probably going to be in a 5 or 6% price decline. Now, having said that, for those of you out there who are buying or selling homes or wish to do either of those, the pricing is very different. The lower end of the, and it's driven by inventory levels, and the lower end of the price range is below 300,000. Prices have begun to stabilize. In some cases, under 200,000, we're now discounting is running at historical levels, and so the kind of the free fall is over with. When you get above 300,000, it's a little more problematic, and the higher you go, the more inventory we have, and therefore the discounting has been much more accentuated up there. But my hunch is that the worst of the discounting is over. Last year, in the last 6 months or so, we saw in the last half of the year over 300,000. About 2 out of 3 homeowners were having to reduce their original list price at least once to get it under contract. But I think the worst is over. There'll be pockets in certain geographies and price ranges that still got some work to do as these inventories come down. But presumably by the end of 2010, we'll have seen kind of return to stabilization, but that totally depends on the inventory levels.
All right. I wish we could talk more, but you can read more on Al's report by visiting his website, and you can find a link to Al Schneid's website at WRAL.com. Just type web links in the search box.